All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Episode 32. And a lot of Marvel stuff to talk about. Arcane. A couple of things we missed last week
Yeah.
because our video didn't save. But yeah, I want to start off with Arcane because I'm really loving Arcane. Really loving Arcane. This show
Yeah.
is so awesome. And funny, weird thing about it is it's apparently number one on Netflix in like many places throughout the world except the U.S. I'm like, of course, it's not number.
Because it's animated.
Yeah, number one in the U.S. right now, I think, is that the movie with The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot,
Mm.
Red Notice. It looks funny as hell. I haven't seen it, but it looks funny. I don't want to see that. But yeah, Arcane started off part one. First of all, I love how they're doing this. The whole part one, part two, how
Yeah,
they're
the two
splitting it.
acts. It's the acts. Act one, act two, act three.
Yeah, it's fantastic because I think you mentioned this, not about this show, but you had mentioned this about something something we discussed. I want to say it was Dune,
Mm-hmm.
where you were talking about how even though it was Dune, how even though it's intended to be a trilogy, it's
Mm-hmm.
intended to be exactly what this is, a part one, a part two, or a part three,
Yeah.
but similar to, let's say, Lord of the Rings, for example. But even within those separate parts, you can see that beginning, middle, end,
Yeah.
and you get this perfectly.
Yeah.
I think in the series.
Yeah. It's just like each part, each act is kind of its own, but it's still they're all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really the way they do it's really good because there is a beginning, middle, and an end of each act.
Mhm.
Each act is separated like as if it's its own story, but it's telling one big story.
Exactly. That's awesome. I really like that. I'm telling you, that's what was Dune's issue. It felt like that. It was just,
Yeah.
oh crap, it was just there open. But going into part one, I will briefly talk about it because we spoke about it last week. But we really saw now. I we don't know much about the League of Legends, or at least I don't. I don't remember if you said you do, of like the lore and the universe and all that. But we know just off of Google research that these two characters, Vi and Powder, are legends, right? That's what
Yeah.
they refer to them as. Um, and really seeing Powder or Jinx's, we see that how her childhood leads her
Yeah.
into becoming Jinx and to always making these mistakes when they're on missions and even having everybody kind of in a way bully her
Yeah.
over it. One of those examples of showing if they would have just taught her, she probably wouldn't have been a Jinx. But then again, you said how old was she?
7?
It's like, yeah, she's gonna make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
She's 7 years old. That's
But
what.
Milo made the point that Vi was twice the person she was at her age.
Yeah, but it's like,
But Violet made a good point. They're each good at their own thing.
mm-hmm.
Powder's not good at what they do, the whole like physical aspects of it.
Yeah, and we
Obviously,
see that.
yeah. But she fucking uses guns,
Yeah,
bombs, like
we
yeah.
see that she's the techie.
Yeah.
She's the techie, and then Vi's the brute. Vi's in a way, it's like Vi's the bronze, and
Yeah.
Jinx
Powder
is
would
the
be the
brains.
brains.
Yeah, pretty. It's sad. Part one was just super sad. That's
Yeah.
one thing. Watching it with Beth, and half the time she's sitting there like ready to cry. I'm just like, yo, this is intense. The ending of finally. First of all, I knowing nothing about this universe, I didn't expect to see Vander die.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But who knows? Maybe everyone is right, and Vander is Warwick. He's another legend in League of Legends. He's a big werewolf.
Really?
So maybe he does, instead of actually being a werewolf, he's just a mutation. I don't know if he actually is. I don't know at the
Yeah.
lower bottom or anything.
That would
That'd
be
be interesting.
nuts. That would be nuts because I really liked that character, man. That
Yeah.
was so disappointing. That was so disappointing. The way he looked out for his people, like he was a leader. The way they wrote all these characters,
Yeah.
it's like this show is
That was
just.
awesome.
I could praise this show for an hour just repeating myself because it's just they wrote it amazing. The
The
characters
art
were
and the
all written great.
animations are
The anime,
fantastic.
God. Oh, I'm
So
I'm
well done.
I'm hoping the success to this, they start expanding and start like making more series, and
Hopefully they do.
because, or at least starts to see series expand their artwork style.
Yeah.
You know,
It seems that the show's gonna be are mostly revolved around magic and its upbringing, or at least usefulness
hmm
in this like modern age, I guess.
in the tech world, yeah,
Yeah, because it's called Arcane.
yeah,
So the show's not necessarily named after Vi and Jinx.
true. This is true. We're
So
just
yeah,
we just so happen to get there.
story because they're involved with some of the
Yeah,
people who are doing the magic stuff.
yeah.
And it's the same city that they're in, the two cities.
That's a cool idea. Like the idea of I guess species, or group of people that become so advanced with their technology that the only other step further is things that you can't explain,
Yeah.
or magic and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So it's pretty cool. And it's also the idea you get when you see like Marvel and all that. So think about it. Once technology reaches its peak, that's when they start reaching. Okay, now we
Yeah.
gotta do shit that just don't even make sense.
Yep.
um, but yeah, and it's funny, cause you kind of you get, well, when you saying that, you get that in that part one, where it's like part one ends with, we have that little story of Vi and Powder, and we see, it ends with their separation. Now we know they're gonna go on their own journeys, which Vi doesn't really get a journey. I thought that was kind of weird. She just spent all that time in jail.
But think about it. What was he gonna do with her?
It was weird though. It's like, what? Why save her?
I guess morality. He
Right?
didn't think Soko was gonna do that. He didn't think Soko and it wasn't gonna be that bad. And he shows up and it's just like,
I mean, yeah, he did kill.
two children dead,
Yeah,
and then Ann Vander.
at that, the person that was controlling the underground.
Yep.
That's where it gets a bit confusing too. But it's like the whole underground. They're not the whole. It's not all underground.
Yeah.
There's moments that we see them like up.
So it's called
You
the
know.
Undercity. Yeah, they call it the Undercity because that's like the slums and everything. But I believe like that whole section of that city that's not Piltover is
Mhm.
called Zon.
Okay.
Yeah, so the actual, from what I know, the actual city name that's not like the city that's across the bridge, that whole
Yeah.
part is called Zon, if I'm not mistaken, from what I was reading.
Okay.
That's where Powder's from, Vander,
Yeah.
and all them. Yeah, but the Undercity, I guess, is like that criminal aspect of it, where Powder and Vi grew up, where Vander controlled. He ruled the Undercity.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah. Let's continue talking about them, and then we'll talk about.
But I'm sorry, real
the
quick.
magic aspect of it afterward.
Someone I bet you didn't even like kind of think about, Grayson, the lead of the enforcers, the
Uh-huh.
lady that led the
Yeah,
enforcers.
yeah.
How her death was just so quick, you never even noticed it.
But she didn't die.
Yeah,
Oh no,
she
that was a
did.
flashback. That was a
Yeah.
flashback. Yeah.
She died like all the
Yeah, I
they walked
know.
out of the place and then that was it.
Dead
She was dead.
immediately. I didn't expect it,
And she
especially
was a
because
really
that's
dope character.
and it's a big actress that
Yeah.
plays her voice. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure the moment she started speaking, everybody was like, "Oh shit!" So it's like, to kill him off so quickly. It was like,
She played
wow,
Anna,
her
right?
off. Yeah, it's
Yeah, she
Anna
played
from
Anna.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's Anna from Overwatch.
It sounds like her.
If not, their voices are super similar.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I know who it is. I'd have to double check after. I don't want to sit here trying to think about it. But yeah, that's how part one ends with them two. We get Vander dying and everything. But then the magic side of what's happened, like you were saying, the show is called Arcane. How does part one end on the magic side? It ended with
With this guy being
with
praised.
Jace.
Yeah.
With Jace being praised, like did they? Was that
Like,
the scene where they were
Yeah,
floating?
when they were floating. He's like,
Okay.
please stop floating. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah. So to go to that whole story is pretty interesting so far too, because in part one, I thought it was pretty cool to see that the guy helping him also came from
Yeah.
a lower family.
Yeah.
And I find it funny that for such an advanced city, they have such a, how do I say that without sounding like
A
God
big gap
complex?
in
Like,
social class.
yeah, like it's just like come on, get over yourselves. Like you
Yeah,
got, you know.
there's no like upper class, middle class, lower class.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
just
poor
upper
and
class,
rich.
lower class.
Yeah.
There's no middle class like
But then that's the thing, that's the weird thing. But there's also like a class system
in
within
within
the
the higher
rich.
classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's so
Yo, but how wild is it the way the council members are?
yeah, the
Like how
council members.
nonchalant they are about everything they do.
Yeah, it's like they're savage. I love how what's her name? She's been Mel, right? Um how she gave homeboy a toy.
Yeah.
He's like, this is perfect. I had
He's like,
me
but that's a
dying.
children's toy. He's like, yep,
She's
I
like,
like it.
this is a good idea.
And if you realize he had it
He
within the
still
entire
had
time,
it in the time jump. He still had it.
it was a
Like,
toy.
bro. But
But yo, how crazy was
wonder
it that
what.
guy? He freaking when Jace was trying to bring up like halting everything because remember they robbed the crystal when Jinx stole the crystal.
When yeah, when we're still talking about part one, right?
No, part two. We moved on from part one. You were talking. We were talking about the time skip.
No, because there was something about part one I wanted to mention. Oh, because we start to see Mel. Like I want to know what this chick's In part one, she starts off with this like, I gotta put myself on this guy's side. You know, that's when she helped, when she kind of gave Jace and Victor the okay to do the experiment to
Oh
continue with the
yeah,
magic. Um,
yeah.
I don't know anything about the character. I guess maybe if we knew League of Legends, we probably already know what's gonna happen.
Maybe, but the thing is, with her, they kind of mentioned it in the beginning when they first showed her. She just wants. She feels like everything is stagnant. There's supposed to be the city of progress, yet there's no progress.
Yeah,
So she's looking for the next big thing to put the city on the map again, to be the next, to like still be the city of progress,
yeah.
and not just known as a city, that makes money.
The city, yeah, the rich city.
Yeah. So that's why she saw Jace and what Jace was dealing with the whole magic thing, and she was like, okay, like that sounds
That
interesting.
And I remember her mentioning something about her house name
Yeah.
in that's what I was thinking about in part one. In part one, she mentioned something about putting her house name up there. I wish it. Damn, I wish
I
I
don't
would have
remember
wrote
her saying. I
exactly.
remember her saying
She
putting
said house. She
Piltover.
said house something has
Madonna.
been.
That's her house.
Yeah, yeah. She said that pretty much they don't have the respect that they used to.
Yeah, they don't. That was in part 2.
What was
Wasn't
that
it?
in part
Yeah,
two?
that was in
Okay,
part
okay,
2.
okay. I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
Then okay.
That was in part 2. Remember when she was talking to the lady? I believe it was when she was talking to her on the balcony before Jace showed up
Mm-hmm. Yes,
to
yes.
the party. And she was
Yes.
talking about how Madonna, like, basically her, like, how her past, how everything was.
I'm just curious to see what she's gonna do to him. But yeah, all we have is what we've seen. But what were you saying about the orb?
Oh, I forgot.
Shit. Sorry. Well, we were talking about them floating and they finally with them what, harnessing the crystal?
Yeah.
Um I just processed that the only thing which is confusing. So they finally figured out how to control the whole thing. They were floating. And then we get the time jump and we see they created that massive I'm forgetting the name of it. Whatever they were using to transport their goods. It was almost like instant teleportation, right? Across the
Oh,
world.
yeah, it was the magic. I forgot it was called. They had a name for it.
I found it weird that of that time jump, that's all they had. That you would have thought that would have been like the moment they realized how to control magic, they would have had like the entire economy and everything would have been built just on magic and
You also
what it
have
can
to.
do.
There's one thing that you're probably forgetting. There's only 2 people that know how to do it.
Yeah.
Victor and Jason. That's it.
Yeah.
And there's so much 2 humans can do
Yeah.
that it can't control magic. Like they literally can't use magic. So it's like it's everything's an experiment. That was probably an experiment. That probably took them 10 years to do alone.
Yeah.
So
They
it's
finally
yeah.
like perfected it. I had a little. I don't know if maybe I saw the trailers a little wrong. I had this assumption that Jinx was gonna end up being very mage-like,
No.
because once I saw she found the crystals and she was
Yeah.
experimenting, I was like, no fucking way. We're gonna see exactly what's his name, Mustache Man, the little, I forget his name, the little the professor.
Oh, Heibendinger.
Yeah. I'm like, she's gonna become exactly what he keeps talking about. That corrupt.
Well, she is. She's creating. She can create. Like honestly, but if she puts enough time, she can create super weapons with those guns, with those crystals. So she is exactly what Heimendinger is warning them about.
Yeah.
Because remember when they were having the council meeting after the orb was stolen, um, they wanted someone asked if anyone in the other city would be. It was the robot guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his
The
name, but I
machine
remember
guy.
who you're talking about.
But he said he asked if there anyone in the underground that can create a weapon with it. And then the other guy said, "We've seen their ingenuity, what they are capable of. Shimmer creating prosthetics. They didn't even. Apparently, it's like prosthetics were for lower class people. It's like they didn't even think of it. They did. The lower class people thought of prosthetics. That's like really interesting that like
Yeah.
even in the undercity, like people are inventing and creating
Yeah.
things.
It's funny that you say that too, because I brought this up while I was watching it. Because when you saw the time jump, you saw the rich got richer,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like at all the leftovers were always poured back down to the
Yeah.
poor. So it's like they'll essentially get better technology too.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have also a jump in kind of progress,
Yeah.
because now the rich are quickly going through all this technology, going through a different one iPhone every year. Eventually that poor person that has an iPhone 2 will have an iPhone 11,
Yeah.
because that'll be the thing that the rich people are.
Just dumping.
Yeah, so that was cool to see too, because it almost looked like the Undercity started to progress a little with Silco. But well, I felt like it showed a lot more of a vibe. People are out more. Obviously, it was more like a Buddha. Was it not Budapest? But was it a Madripoor?
Yeah.
Where it's just like sort of like all shady and all
Yeah.
low and
That
all.
what you saw was the
Yeah.
Undercity. That's the thing is, I think it was like that before. We just didn't see it.
We were like
there's-
in the suburbs part.
Yeah, like that's where like pretty much all the criminals are. That's what Vi was showing, Caitlyn. Because remember, Vi went there and acted like this was all normal.
Yeah.
It's not like she was looking around like, oh shit, this is all different. Nah, that was all regular to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was.
Well,
It wasn't really that
mhm.
he brought that side out of them. I think they just didn't show it in part one. And part two was them finally introducing what it's like to actually be on the streets of the Undercity.
Yeah, because during that little scene of her showing the Undercity around, that bar was Vander's bar.
Yeah.
So messed up, man. I can't believe Soko did that to him.
I don't know if you notice. Maybe you'll just when you rewatch it, just keep an eye out for this. Most of the people you see on Silco's side after the time skip are people that were on Vander's side.
Yeah.
Before the time skip.
Yeah.
And that old man, remember that
Yo,
that helped?
I know.
You remembered him?
Yes, man. They showed him, and I was like, no way.
Got addicted to Shimmer.
Oh, it sucks. It's crazy though, because it's almost like a cartoon Game of Thrones, where it's just like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw everything. We're gonna have you on the edge of your seat the entire show.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awesome. But with I want to jump back to I had something right here. So in part one, Vi gets arrested at the end. She spends what? They said she spends this entire time in jail. I kind of feel like that was their only way to solve them not seeing each other.
Mm-hmm. What else is he gonna? What else is that guy gonna do with her?
Yeah.
If he lets her go and leaves the city, she's gonna come back for her sister. So
But-
he has to put her somewhere where she can't do anything and no one can find her.
Yeah.
And he can't put her under there on a crime, because if he puts her for a crime, they're gonna start snooping around and seeing what he was involved in.
Yeah.
So he had no choice but to put it there and make it seem like she's not actually there.
I don't know. I just felt like it was like, damn, like that's the way the two sisters didn't see each other for that long. She just got locked up. I was like, that kind of sucks. Like, but to
And
move on from that,
and you also have to remember, um, I don't know if you remember, you remember this. Suko said, "Oh, did you hear what happened? Vander and his two girls left and never came
yeah,
back." So that's probably what he told everybody too. So
that
no
she
one's gonna go
died.
looking for them.
Yeah, yeah, because he made it seem like she was supposed to be dead, and he's
Yeah,
just like,
because
"What are you
this guy
doing
said
here?"
he killed her.
Yeah,
He told them that he killed her.
yeah. So I see what you mean. He probably just didn't want any more blood on his hands. He's like, "Yo, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna lock you up instead."
He doesn't seem like he wants to do any of that.
Yeah,
But
he
at
he
the
just
same
wanted
time,
the money
yeah,
in the beginning.
You think it's for the money?
Yeah, because remember he was selling out whoever to give Vander up to Silco, and that's when he killed the boss, and he was just sitting there like, bro, this is
Yeah.
not what we agreed on. Like, what's happening? So that's all it was. He just wanted some extra cash. Figured I'll give up a poor person,
I don't
and
know. I feel like
make
he
an
was
ass.
trying. He truly believed what he was doing was for the better because he wanted to, like be like a good enforcer
Yeah,
for Piltover. So I don't think he really did it for the money, especially now that you see all he thinks about is his daughter.
yeah,
So I feel like he was just like someone who was a good person but got led astray because of what was happening.
yeah. So in part two, what? Let's go like to like let's say the characters a little more organized that way. Vi and Powder, I feel like we don't get much. We just see how crazy Jinx has gotten.
Yeah.
She's no longer Powder. Jinx is Powder's dead
Yeah.
in her eyes, and then there's not much development to Vi because she was just in
We
jail.
could just also see how determined she is in
oh.
this Vi.
Yeah, of
'Cause
course.
remember they always spoke about her determination and
Mhm.
everything, yet we didn't really see
Yeah,
except that it was just the one part when she would try to give herself in.
yeah,
And then now we just really see she's going through the entire Undercity, beating
Yeah.
everybody,
Yo,
beating the
love
shit out
it.
of everybody.
savage, pure savage.
Like it's funny. That goes for the line in the game that Jinx says, "If you think I'm crazy, you should see my sister."
Yeah, cause yo, Vi
They're
don't
both
play.
crazy.
Vi don't play. But I'm so glad that we finally saw them reconnect. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It was
whole thing.
so great because that's the only that was my only issue with this part 1, part 2 was that the time jump happened, and then it was just like you got to see that. I don't know. It didn't feel as exciting as the first part. I don't know why.
You don't think so?
No, at least not for me. I don't know.
Well, it makes sense. It's the middle.
Yeah.
So the beginning is supposed to hook you in. The middle is just to give you the information and progress, and then
Yeah,
the end
exactly.
is gonna be like
'Cause
should be fucking crazy.
that's exactly what it gave us
Yeah.
because we saw how crazy Jinx has got since then, how much her childhood affected her.
We also saw a lot of progress in Caitlyn.
Yes.
We saw a lot of Caitlyn.
Yes, a lot, hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming she's a legend.
Yes.
Okay,
She
which
is.
I'm assuming. I started to see. I saw how much she was in this, and I was like, all right, cool.
in
And she's
in
a
the
savage
game,
with a
her
gun.
and Vi were partners.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I could see that because they had a little intimate moment, and Beth was like, "No way, no way, they want to have a thing." I was like,
I
"I
don't
think
know if-
so."
I
was
don't
like,
know if they hinted at anything like that, like an actual romantic relationship. From what I've read, they just partners.
Oh, I thought you meant partners.
No,
like they were
like
together.
partners, like investigating
Oh,
partners, like
okay, okay.
crime fighting partners.
That's pretty cool. Okay, okay. Now that'd be they're awesome. She gave up her gun though. Fucking dumbass.
That's which is pretty crazy because I from what I saw, that was one of her abilities is that gun,
Yeah,
the rifle.
she gave up that rifle. I was like, oh man.
She'll probably get it back.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we had an epic fight scene with Vi and Powder, fighting against. And it's funny because in that little scene, Vi can kind of see like, yo, my sister's
Yeah.
lost it. But to go on to the magic part of things happening in part 2, we got some really. It was really like cool, fun, entertaining politics happening.
Yeah.
Like Jace got forced into being a counselor.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there like, yo, what is this girl up to? She's legit like forcing his hand on everything.
She just wants the magic-based technology to take over.
Right?
That's what
I
she
low-key
wants.
feel like she wants power. I feel like she's
Definitely.
wants that power
And she's taking
position.
control of Jace.
Mm-hmm. because they still, although it's in a technological advanced city, they still have very old ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like it seems like the whole, the old way of thinking of houses and family name is what matters.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if that's their morals, I'm pretty sure they still have those old ways of thinking of, the men are superior. So that's probably why she's latching onto Jace. She probably sees that he's going to be the head man, and I'm going to be right there with him.
Yeah.
And then probably, maybe kill his ass or something. And then she'll be queen. Because she seems like she's in this. She's trying to do something with him. I don't know. I don't know if she's really genuine when it comes to him. I get this really
it's
sus.
weird,
Yeah, she's weird. But yeah, forcing his hand, and then what I thought was messed up is after him becoming a counselor, he goes to kick the professor out.
Bro, I was heartbroken when I saw that shit. I'm like, they're not doing that to him.
Yo. What he fears is happening.
Yes.
And it's insane. But what I love is like we see it slowly, but yet we're getting nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like who's gonna be the one to do it? Beth thinks it's Victor. Because he's getting so like caught up with the with trying to stay alive. And
yeah.
I can see that.
I don't know if you know this, but Victor is also a legend.
You see, there you go. It's probably gonna be him, and it's funny because he has the same kind of look to that guy that saved Jason, his mom.
You know who else is a legend?
Who?
That Dr. Singed.
Which one?
The one that works with Silco, the bald one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe he survived.
Yo, that I thought he died.
Yeah, I was
dead.
like, I saw him and I was like, what is this guy doing here? Like, didn't he not only explode but was underwater? I don't know, but and it's crazy because we Jace isn't a legend, right, or anything?
Yes, he is.
Damn, sorry. All these people are gonna get, and what doesn't make sense
So
is
is
like,
Heimendinger.
like you're introducing all these people who are legends, and you're giving us some story to some of them. And I'm like, this is killing me. I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on the show. There's one last thing I want to touch on is a part of me feels like Jace. If it's not Victor, it's gonna be Jace who's gonna be the one. And then Mel's gonna realize her mistake in pushing all this to giving him more and more power. That he'll be the mage. He'll be the one to let the power of the magic get to his head.
Yeah.
And
well, the mage is also a legend, by the way.
The one that we saw in the past, right? Yeah. So I'm assuming we'll see him.
Most likely.
Yeah, he'll probably come to save the day.
He'll probably come to stop all of that.
Yeah.
All right. We're like, you guys can't do this.
Yeah. Like I don't know who you are. I don't trust you with this power. So either you're gonna let it go or I'm gonna take it from you.
Yeah. So, one thing that's pretty cool too is the Atlas Gauntlet is Vi's ability in the game. I caught that in the trailer.
Yeah. In the trailer, she has them on. When I saw the gauntlet, I was like, let's go.
And the claw that they showed with the laser was Victor's. He had a little claw thing like they shot a laser like that.
Okay. So then Jinx doesn't get anything else other than her little tech and her little...
She gets a rocket launcher.
And a rocket launcher. Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like a shark. I think it's called fish bones.
Nice. They have to introduce that. Oh, man.
And Jace gets a hammer.
Hammer. Didn't they show that?
No, but look what his family makes. His family makes hammers.
Reinhardt pulling up. Let's go. That's probably where they got Reinhardt from. Make a giant hammer. But yeah, I don't have much more to. Because it's like there's not. This is what makes the show so great, because it's like you don't really have to speculate, but you can at the same time.
Yeah.
Because they don't give you. I don't know. It's the writing's just perfect. They don't. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna be a shock.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna expect it, or they're just gonna blatantly make it like, okay, this is what's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. You see it, and it's cool. And, I can't wait for part 3 Wednesday, and we also get Hawkeye the same day.
We're probably gonna get
same week.
Part 3 Wednesday.
No, I'm sorry. Next week's episode we'll have Arcane, and we're gonna have
Oh, I
Hawkeye.
was gonna say
Yeah,
It comes out tomorrow.
yeah.
What are you
You're like,
talking
what are
about?
you talking
Wednesday?
about? That's right. Oh, so excited. But yeah, I want to jump to it, Eternals,
Yeah.
and I want to jump to it because as I sit there and I think about the movie, and
Mhm.
I take the idea, all the things from the comics out of my head, it wasn't a bad movie. What gets me is, you know, the usual probably plot holes that'll happen when you introduce people who have been around for so long yet
Yeah.
have done nothing. Um, because as I sit down and I think about the MCU, I'm like, it honestly made more sense for them to intervene.
Yeah.
How if Thanos destroyed half of all life, that means all those Celestials they were making had to be put on a hiatus because there was less life to support them.
Yeah. So why
So
didn't they do anything?
so why didn't the Celestials send out every Eternal in the damn galaxy and was like,
Yeah.
take care of this guy?
And if the TVA is so relic, where are the Celestials? Like you're talking about the Celestials are really gonna just let themselves be controlled by the TVA?
Yeah, or like, are they gonna sit there and let the TVA have that much power?
Yeah. Like it's weird.
Yeah, but so aside from all that, as a movie, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
And also another thing too, Ajax didn't fight. Why? She grabbed a shotgun. Why?
I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean that there's definitely things that get me. I'm not. It's definitely I'm still on the side, but not like it was dog shit side.
Okay.
Because of stuff like that. Ajax was the leader, one of the strongest.
Yeah.
If anyone there could have fought,
3 deviants.
not even three deviants. If anyone there could have fought, Icarus, it should have been Ajax. Like, it that. And the only person that apparently could was Thena, who they had her nerf, I guess, because they
Yeah.
wanted him to be a
Super brolic, but then they wanted him to get beat super easy, barely an inconvenience with technology. You know, that's all you need.
Yeah, I love that guy. Did he do it? Did have they done anything on Eternals? I have to watch it. With Screen Rant, right?
Probably not.
No,
Not yet. I don't think
Not
so.
yet?
We have to check.
Oh God, he's jokes. Oh man, he's gonna shit on this movie.
Yo.
I can't wait to see that. But excuse me. Yeah, little stuff like that bothered me. But one thing I've been reading lately is that there's a deleted scene of Thanos, young Thanos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to like convince myself that the movie was better than I think, and
There was a scene of young Thanos.
apparently it's a deleted scene. That
Oh,
we're probably
deleted
yeah,
scene.
yeah. Of young Thanos, but I guess they probably didn't want Thanos to, take over the limelight of the movie because I feel like with introducing a bunch of people that no one even knows, especially that the comics themselves weren't even that successful,
Yeah.
like amongst the entirety of Marvel comics, they probably didn't want anyone to overshadow the characters, which honestly I think this was one of those movies where you needed a familiar face.
Yeah, I feel like Thanos would have helped.
Yeah.
Lot.
Because similar to the comics, I feel like they bumped into an issue in the movie where it's like the Eternals' origin was to protect Earth, protect humanity, from deviants and all this stuff. But humanity grew to a point where they kind of didn't need them anymore. Even when they lost, they clutched and came back and won.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we haven't really seen the Eternal significance. Even in this movie, we didn't see their significance because conveniently in everyone's solo movies, all the other heroes are busy.
Well,
So it's like
this guy
where,
also helped them with technology.
yeah,
a while.
but he stopped in World War II
Yeah.
when we created
Before
the
Starks.
yeah, before exactly. So I don't know. I think they should have steered away from like the idea of the humans needing the Eternals because we reached a point in the MCU where like yes, in the past we needed them, but now we don't.
Well, I think
Aside from
Most
dealing with
likely
the celestial threat.
I feel like most likely something crazy is gonna happen where they are gonna be needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't really needed. But then that was also their whole point, not necessarily to protect humanity, but to protect humanity from the deviants specifically.
So you don't think the group that we had face Thanos could have taken deviants? Think about the sheer,
I mean, definitely, yeah. They
you
could have
know,
taken deviants, but you really think the Eternals sitting there during Babylon time? We're gonna think, yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
Avengers are gonna come up. The Avengers, yeah, we can rely on them.
I'm glad you said that because this is the issue we're getting to, that it's easier in comics. So in comics, they just kind of like the low key just retcon match it from the past series, and because
Yeah,
it's different people writing, it's a new story. Like I was reading a comic, and it was of an old Avengers group, and it was Odin, like we know, taking
yeah.
Thor's place, Agamotto taking Doctor Strange's place. We had the original Iron Fist, the original Black
Black Panther,
Panther,
yeah,
some other Hulk, um, and then in
and
the
then
episode.
Namor.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't know if
And then
Namor was it. That
Namor.
would have been funny
No,
though.
no, he wasn't
Namor
there.
lived for millions of years.
Right? Mad old. But yeah, it's like that's the issue when you start introducing characters that were alive for mad long.
Yeah.
It's like, so what? I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like,
Well, Odin was the only one in that one that was still alive.
yeah, in the modern comics, yeah, Agamotto's dead, all the other ones.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even know which version of Hulk that even was. I'm pretty sure that was a new version just for the sake of that
Yeah.
group of X-Men. But
Avengers.
I don't know. Yeah, the Avengers. That's
Yeah,
it.
so
X-Men.
X-Men.
Imagine X-Men trailer.
But yeah, but the thing, it's still weird because if they were only there for deviants, then why did they fight Thanos? Who's a deviant?
After you, yeah.
That's still their problem.
And then then there's the other there's the other problem. I'm not mentioning things because we spoke about it last week, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking that we covered it already. The whole thing with the deviants and them being mindless beasts
Yeah.
and needing to evolve, and then when it finally happens, it has there's no point to it.
Yeah,
There's no
they just-
progress in the
yeah,
plot.
they just died. They were there.
Yeah,
and
he
they just died.
evolved, and then Dina was just like going crazy, and then had a moment of where like, no, I'm a beast, bing, bing, bing,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
I'm a beast.
Like, so yeah, they should have just left them as, being aware and not mindless creatures. Unless this whole evolving thing plays into a bigger part going forward, maybe we find out in a part 2 that there was a whole planet of deviants that evolved and progressed, and then
I don't know.
that's where Thanos came from. But then
Yeah.
even then, it's kind of stupid because
He
it's
came
like,
from Titan. He was born on Titan. He said it.
yeah, that's right. I don't know. And then that's another thing. It's like if you made them these like mindless creatures and beasts, and the Eternals are pretty much robots. How is this guy Thanos'
Born.
brother? How are they related? Like, is this like some Gamora and Nebula shit where it's just like they were just adopted by the same person?
Nah.
Like,
I think they really meant it because he didn't just say brother. Didn't he say half brother of Thanos? Or he just said brother
I
of
think
Thanos?
he just said brother of Thanos.
Brother of Thanos?
Yeah. So
Maybe they're making him just an Eternal.
who, Thanos?
Yeah. And maybe like his mom or something ran away, went to Titan. and
But
he
then
lived
that
in
wouldn't
Titan.
make sense because Eternals, they all have like that, like how they do it, that metal technology that they use as their power. Like Thanos didn't have any of that. He just had brute strength.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
But that's the thing, similar to Gilgamesh, but Gilgamesh still had to incorporate that power. Like, and so we still saw it, that power being used. So I don't know.
Well, they all did different things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you still saw almost like Doctor Strange.
But you also
like,
have to
with the
remember,
little
it would make
rings
sense
around
then
them.
if he was also half deviant. It fucks with his genes.
Yeah.
He didn't have that, but he was super fucking smart. Super smart.
Ray, he had the brute strength of a deviant, but the brains of an internal.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's weird. But it was cool to see Pip Patrol and
Well, I mean, I feel like that would be the only option for him to even be left alive, being half deviant.
yeah.
That his whoever parent who was an Eternal probably woke up like Ajax and was like, "You guys are not killing my son."
That's another thing. They mentioned how they couldn't reproduce.
When did they say that?
Somebody made a joke about it during the movie. I'm trying to remember. I hate that like we gotta go to the movies like to go back and like reference it. I wish it was on Disney Plus. But yeah, there was a moment where they mentioned they couldn't reproduce. So it's like that's where a lot of this don't make sense.
I don't remember them mentioning that.
Yeah, I wish I
Are you
could
sure they weren't just
rewatch
saying
it.
that about what's her face, the little one?
No, no. Sprite.
Are you sure they weren't saying that about Sprite because she is a child? So
No, I think
technically,
they were saying it because they were Eternals because of their physiology. They couldn't reproduce.
Mhm.
I
but
don't know.
but you
The
also have
show
to
was
remember
weird.
deviants evolve.
Yeah, so what do you think Eternals could evolve then too?
Maybe a deviant
Right?
evolved in a way to help an eternal reproduce.
And then on top of that, the after credits showing this guy, he had his Star Fox had his little gold little orbs thing.
Yeah, from the
And it makes it seem like, yeah, so we gave you this group of Eternals and like, they went through this, but guess what? There were other groups that had been there, done that already. Like
not necessarily.
he already had his orb. He already figured out that he can take it out, and he's clearly on the same mission as they're on because he knows the
Yeah,
whole
but that's
point.
just one, not whole groups.
No, not whole groups, but still, someone has already. I don't know. I don't know. The movie just it honestly felt like a pointless movie into the MCU. They could have done. I
I
would
mean,
have.
it was an origin to the Eternals.
Yeah.
Is how introducing them.
I don't know.
And like how pretty much how their journey started, because think about it, up until now, before right until the Babylon part, like, and now
Yeah.
they were just living normal lives.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, there was no significance in introducing people who are not doing anything.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah, that's
now
a good way
and
to
now
put
they're
it. They
doing
weren't
stuff.
doing anything.
Yeah, and now up until the Eternals movie, they started doing stuff. So it's time
Yeah.
to introduce them. Plus,
I don't know.
you got a Celestial coming out of the planet.
Yeah, you got a celestial coming out of the planet, and
No one there to stop it. So the Eternals pulled up,
with that, which,
which is actually the only people who were capable
yeah,
of stopping
yeah,
it.
that was the only way to give them significance. You had to make it um a celestial, but I don't know. The movie was alright. We'll see if what their next, what do you call that? When they show them next, if there's any significance. Um, which sucks too, because if you think about it, we'll probably won't get, because for all we know, this was a lot like Dune, where it's like it gave us a lot of things that are gonna lead up to other stuff like in the future. And it's like if that's the case, when are we gonna get the second movie? Because like movies
Yeah.
that do that, they'll at least release them like a year, year and a half. Like they won't, like when are we gonna get it? 2025,
Yeah,
2026,
that's the one thing. Is
Yeah,
they're gonna
like-
get the next Eternals
like-
movie. Like, are we not gonna see them for years now?
right? And then all this stuff we're talking now, we'll watch part two, and then be like, that makes sense now. That makes sense now. We found out 6 years later, and that's
Yeah.
why it makes sense. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully, I don't know. I gotta mention this other thing. Why the hell are they trying to shit on Superman the whole movie? Like with Icarus, like first the cape thing, and then like I'm not Superman. I'm like, bro, Superman will fuck you up.
I mean, it's because in their universe, Superman doesn't exist. Superman's a
Yeah.
fake character in their universe.
They make fun of Batman too, right? He
Did
said,
they?
what are you, Batman or something like that?" Somebody had something on, yeah. It was funny. I like that though. Yeah, it would be cool to see DC do that. It's like friendly competition, like,
Yeah.
little
Like, what are you, a
jabs.
man made of iron?
Right? That'd be cool. But to move on, I want to save the next thing for last. Let's go to Disney Plus Day. Disney Plus Day gave us a few cool stuff. Honestly, the one thing that I'm most excited for that wasn't even a trailer is Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Wow, it's sick.
Yo, it's funny because I showed Mom that little clip and she was excited. She was like, "Oh my God, he's coming back! Like, it's so great!" I'm like, "Isn't it? Like, and we're gonna get Vader. Like, it's gonna be
Yo,
epic."
It's gonna be so
And
awesome.
that's what makes these movies
Mom is
successful.
getting excited. Mom's watching
Yo,
Star
Mom
Wars.
got it. She loves
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, loves Ewan McGregor. So she's just like, Ewan McGregor's coming back. But it goes to show you that like this how amazing this universe is. Like you have look
Yeah.
at the generations, Mom's generation, our generation, Tristan, our nephew's generation,
Yeah,
like,
into it.
and everyone's excited. Everyone's excited to go to the theater, and and experience these
Star
movies. Yeah, it's gonna
Wars.
be great. It's gonna be great. Whoa, it would be even more epic if we did get to see this series somehow on a big screen in theaters.
Yeah.
To see Vader and Obi-Wan fight again.
Oh, man. Hopefully that episode, only that episode they'll release in a theater.
Right? They'll probably
We'll
make it
watch
real
it.
limited though, limited
Yeah.
theaters, and it would still be. I would definitely still try to figure out how to
Hell
go.
yeah.
And then we got on top of that little tease, we got what would you call it, like a first look into Hawkeye, a nice
Clip.
extended scene, straight comic book. That
Yeah.
entire thing was an image. I can get you the exact series right now because I don't want to say straight comic book, and whoever does listen is sitting there like, what comic?
What comic is
Oh
this?
man, I have to log back in and I have it in my room, the other iPad. But yeah, it's the Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye series with Kate Bishop, and it's exactly how it was. It was just jokes. They were always messing with each other. She has the straight vibe of Kate Bishop from that comic series. That whole thing with the goons. If all they say is bro, that's gonna be great. Cause that's all they did in the comic. The little goons that you
All
see on
they
the
said
street.
was,
Like,
bro.
what's up, bro? Bro. That's all you see in the text, bro. It'll show like this mindless scribbles, and it'll say, bro. Bro. I'm gonna be pretty hyped. One thing I did notice though in that whole scene, in that whole scene, when they were driving away and doing all that, half of it looked CGI'd. Like it didn't even look like they were
Yeah.
actually driving out on the street, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you could have done that. You could
Hopefully
have.
not. But then again, I don't know. It's just they definitely could have done it outside, but hopefully it's
Yeah,
not
look
CGI.
at all these movies we watch, Mission Impossible and 007, the way they do these intense,
Yeah.
crazy car chases and scenes.
Maybe
Even
there's a reason why it's CGI'd,
yeah,
and they're just not showing it in the trailer. Cause
but bro,
they
even Fast and the Furious did it.
yeah,
If I was watching a scene that shows Fast and the Furious, they
they were in
legit took a
space.
car
Put it in
and
space.
put it in space and like launched the car through a building, and that's how. And they literally filmed it, and I'm like, yo,
This is
that's
real.
because when you actually film it, it's gonna look real. It's not
Yeah.
gonna look, you can tell when things are CGI, especially like because most companies would want to save their CGI for the better things. Like there are moments they say in Endgame where you can notice it's CGI, but it's probably because they want to save most of the hardcore CGI for Thanos.
Yeah.
And especially when it's just him on screen. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. It looks fun. He has his dog. It's pretty cool. The
Yes,
dog, the
yeah.
dog, the dog was in the comic as well.
He has a dog.
He has a dog. But yeah, see what happens. They didn't really tie the whole Ronin thing as far as I'm reading into it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's gonna be their excuse for the comic series. Because from what seems like the trailer, she puts on the Ronin outfit.
Yeah. For a bit.
Yeah, and fucks up completely because Ronin is not Hawkeye and
Yeah.
not considered an Avenger.
No.
He's a straight murderer.
Yeah.
He's just out killing all the good people. Not good people, but out killing people.
People. Yeah.
Um,
Not good people.
Yeah, I said good people, and I was just like, wait. Because it started making me think about the next thing we got a little hint to, which
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
hyped for. Moon Knight.
Moon.
Everyone's been waiting for this, and it's straight like Marvel's psychotic Batman vibe.
Yeah.
The whole scene of the whole moment of when the camera turns into the bathroom and he's just beating the shit out of that dude. I was like, oh man, I'm vengeance.
I hope it. This one, I really hope it's good. I want like a Daredevil like
Yeah,
show for Hawkeye, for Moon Knight.
yeah. It seems like we're gonna get that though. It seems like we're gonna get that.
Was there any jokes in the trailer?
Not that I remember.
Maybe we'll probably get our first.
I mean, he is like they are portraying him as like this really timid,
Yeah.
and then I guess once that other personality kicks in, he's just pure savage.
Yeah.
Which is cool because then we're gonna see he's already a great actor.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna see we're really gonna see his capability, man.
man.
Especially if they give him more than two personalities. That's gonna be pretty cool.
I can't wait to see his interactions with the other heroes.
Yeah,
That's gonna be interesting.
he'll probably only. It'll be cool because you'll have some heroes who will appreciate him, like the Punisher.
Yeah.
Where it's just like look at you like, what
Right.
you're doing is right. Like these other guys are soft. That's gonna be pretty cool to see.
See him interacting with Spider-Man or Blade.
I have a feeling we'll see him. It seems like we're gonna get some like sort of underworld like Avengers.
Yeah, it's gonna be Black Knight, Blade, Moon Knight.
We'll probably get Morbius.
Yeah,
That'll be a nice group.
think he's gonna be a good guy.
Seems like this is the direction they're gonna go in.
To be honest, it seemed like
But
he's
think
gonna
about
be.
that group.
But I think he's gonna be a villain,
Yeah.
and I think this is gonna be his origin as a villain that they're giving us.
I mean,
Because
that'll be
think about it,
cool.
he's saying he can't control his thirst. He's killing people.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I don't think Blade would be much of a fan of him.
No, he's a vampire.
The living vampire though, he's not dead.
Yeah, at that.
So it's pretty interesting. And then we got a little teaser to She-Hulk, which cool.
Yeah, those
I don't know. I'm over Professor Hulk already. I'm over the Smart Hulk already. I want to see the Hulk.
Savage Hulk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I'm kind of scared for World War Hulk.
yeah, we have if they do this correctly and if the leaks are correct, we'll get him back in the show. He'll lose his control toward the end, and
Hopefully, and then rage out. at the
yeah,
end.
but yeah, and then we saw her for a minute. We had a little corny scene. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure how I feel about her in her Hulk form. She looks
it looks weird.
not muscular enough.
I feel she looked cartoony and not really CGI. They didn't try to make her look realistic.
Yeah, they just literally painted her green,
Yeah,
and that was it. And it's just like, here you go.
it was
So
weird.
I don't know. Especially if she starts to get more angry, she is a Hulk.
Yeah.
In the comics, as she got angrier, she got bigger,
Mhm.
more muscular, started to
Yeah.
look crazy. So I'm hoping they don't do some shit where she just stays slim and skinny no matter how angry she gets.
It probably will because Hulk never got bigger.
That's the thing, Hulk. Oh,
Not in the
that's
movies.
true. He never got bigger. I mean, in the comics, he did reach a point where he stopped like. That's the thing, yeah. In the comics, he didn't. It's like they didn't really get bigger. They're muscular. They're muscular.
Didn't they
Their muscle-
retcon the whole
their
thing him
muscles
getting
just
bigger?
started to pop.
Didn't they retcon him getting bigger? That was like a super old school thing, him getting bigger as he got
Yeah,
angry.
but she does. She gets bigger when she gets angry. That I've seen even in newer comics, where when she loses control, she'll start to look like the Hulk. She'll start to
Yeah.
look huge and savage, and I don't know. I guess we'll see what we get. We'll have a skinny Hulk running around. That'll be kind of weird. And then we got a little teaser trailer to to Miss Marvel, which
Yeah.
is another one that I'm like
They're changing her
questionable on.
powers.
Completely changing her powers. They're almost, from what I'm reading, it's almost like she's low key like a buffed up version of Green Lantern, where she could just summon and like whatever she can
Yeah.
do whatever she wants. I don't know. It would have been cool to see the stretchiness. We would have got a little tease to what we'll get from Mr. Fantastic,
Yeah. Probably didn't have
Maybe
that
they
figured out yet.
or just didn't want to show us yet.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's not show DC what we have in mind for doing a stretchy person.
Stretchy guy.
Because
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna lie, Eternals crushed it with the speed.
And Netflix is doing. We'll see how Netflix does One Piece.
Yeah, I heard they are
Luffy.
doing One Piece. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Hopefully we get a little. And then we got a couple things that we did hear of before, that I'm guessing they're just letting us know that they're gonna come out soon.
Yeah.
Second season, so Loki and What If.
Loki. I wonder who they're gonna focus around, Sylvie or Loki.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're both, I guess, technically Loki. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe a different one.
That would be cool. If they focus on the young one and they
Yeah,
kind of give
the
him
kid
some,
Loki. That'd be very.
because his
interesting.
comics, the where he's
Yeah.
been in, ooh, that'll be nice. That'll
Right?
be a
Maybe
nice
he's one of
story.
the heroes to the multiverse.
Or like if they even do what they did in the comics and like he just is gone, which I don't want to get into, but that shit is crazy. That'd be really cool to do. And then we got some Guardian stuff. I Am Groot, which I don't know if that's a show or
What
a
if
movie.
season
2? Yeah, What If season 2?
I Am Groot. I think it's a movie because they never said it. Never doesn't say anything about series.
Yeah, it'll probably be a Disney Plus movie then. Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, and then we have Echo, which is interesting because
Yeah.
we've had leaks. This has been leaked that Echo was gonna release and bring Daredevil into the MCU. So the introduction to them pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
To her, And then X-Men 97 for all the older
Yes.
fans. Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That's
And
gonna be
I have a
sick.
little theory on this X-Men 97
You think they're
here.
bringing that in to bring some X-Men into the MCU?
I feel like those are gonna be the X-Men we'll get because you have an issue with they're trying to, this whole multiverse thing we're seeing with the
Mm-hmm.
older Spider-Man. I feel like it's a lot easier to introduce the other Spider-Man than it is to introduce and get rid of both of the other groups of X-Men.
What do you mean both of the other groups?
The first class generation and then the Hugh Jackman generation.
Well, the Hugh Jackman generation is done.
That's yeah, that is, oh
That
yeah,
like
that's right, because they ended
yeah
it in Logan. In
yeah
Logan, everyone
the Hugh
died.
Jackman's generation, that's done. Like they're not. From what it seems like, none of those actors are coming back. Like that cast is like done with the
Yeah,
X-Men
and they probably maybe can't get a lot of the cast back for the
first
first
class.
class generation. So this would probably be the way to introduce the X-Men. They put the
Yeah,
97 group
yeah, just hire
and
other
somehow,
people.
yeah, do
I
the whole
hope they keep
multiverse thing.
Storm, Magneto, and Xavier.
Yeah,
Those are just the three. I feel like they should keep
yeah,
because
those
they
would
would
be
do
epic.
that would be sick.
Magneto, I think he played a fantastic
Yeah,
Magneto. Michael
he did.
Fassbender is, and then we got Spider-Man freshman year, which I was reading about is apparently going to be the MCU's way cartoon of showing us Tom Holland Spider-Man's origin.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Freshman year makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, and then Ironheart, which we'll see, like every other hero, we'll see the new one take over. Captain America's
Oh yeah,
taking over. We'll have our new Iron Man. One that was unexpected was Agatha,
House of
House of
Harkness.
Harkness.
An origin to Agatha. Was surprising.
And it's
Honestly.
funny because I had read about this. I had read about this after WandaVision release that we'll see Agatha in a lot of other things, and it was rumored that she would have her own show. And there we go. We do have it.
It's funny. It's cool that they're giving her her own role, but she's a lot more involved than she was in the comics. Really.
Yes, yes, which is cool because that's a character that they have a lot of freedom with, and they
New
can
Nick
do whatever
Fury.
they want. New Nick Fury,
Yeah, she could be the new Nick Fury.
right? When it comes to the magic stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting together a special team of
right?
magicians. Right? She's the one that puts together for Multiverse of Madness.
Right? Or even damn, there was a certain group I remember, who were talking about
Oh,
this.
New Salem.
Yeah, there you
New Salem. She
go.
actually founds it. Yeah, you're right.
So that
She's the founder of New. Or was she? Yeah, I think she was the
and
founder.
instead of calling
of
it
New
New
Salem.
Salem, they'll probably call it House of Harkness.
Oh, that could be that.
So that would be cool, and they can because Agatha was just like in bits and pieces of the comic. So
Makes me wonder. House of Harkness is House of M.
yeah, right. But I think we're gonna get I think House of M is gonna be the multiverse of
Yeah,
madness.
imagine House of Harkness is Agatha stuck in a different dimension because of Wanda and breaking out.
That would be interesting. She just pulls up with a shitload of magicians from other universes. Oh God, Doctor Strange will sit there like, bro, time for this. And then we have Armor Wars, Secret Invasion, two
Yeah.
things we've heard of. And Marvel Zombies, which
Marvel
I'm
Zombies.
hyped for.
Okay. I wonder if they're gonna keep the zombies or
Right?
make it like the comic.
Because the comic, they have potential, and they have potential to even have it affect the multiverse. Because that's literally what was happening in the comic. It
Yeah.
had to do with the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
The zombies legit destroyed, ate an entire universe, and figured out how to go to another
Yeah.
to continue feeding. So that'll be absolutely insane. But I don't want to speculate on titles, so too much, at least too much. But then to move on to some gaming, Halo did a surprise early release,
Oh yeah, early
which
release.
I disappointingly
haven't played.
can't. Yeah,
I
haven't
told you could
played.
play.
I know, but then it's like, I'm taking your space, and then you gotta sit there and watch
That's
me.
I
and-
could do other stuff. I don't have to sit here and watch you.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, how is it so far? I know it's in
It's
beta,
fun.
which is pretty
Super
cool.
fun. Love it. It's nice to have a Halo to play.
And it's awesome to have Halo to be free,
Yeah.
multiplayer
There's
to be
that too.
free.
Yeah.
Which it seems like they're following. No, because not even Call of Duty. Are they one of the first games of FPS to try to do this?
Like the actual multiplayer be free. I think
And
so.
then like have it be on like an unlimited run.
What do you mean?
because Halo Infinite, so they don't plan on releasing more
Yeah.
games. So this multiplayer will, in a way, forever be the Halo
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Maybe even the story will expand too. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, because that requires a lot of downloading.
Yeah.
You don't want to play like Call of Duty, where your whole, especially if you have just a PS5 with no extended hard drive, it's your
Well,
entire memory.
Halo's not for the PS5.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but if you have an Xbox, let's say, you
Yeah.
don't want the entire game to be all of your memory.
Yeah.
Would
I wonder
suck.
how that's gonna work.
Yeah, because from what I've read, I had read something crazy about. I think it was the Apex update once, where it was like for the PC it was like 4 gigs, and then for the Xbox it was like 20 something, and I was like, the hell, it's the same update.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know freaking Destiny was going through that issue, and they legit their solution was to just delete all the old stuff.
Yeah, you see, that sucks because people put in work for that.
Yeah.
Hey, if gaming really starts to go heavy into this whole NFT thing, that's how
Or
you have your skin
just,
saved.
it's the digital age. Maybe that's how they're gonna have people do it, where maybe you can just play it.
Right? You know what would be smart? They start their own little and it'll save under everything. They start their own little thing on the blockchain, and it's just
Your
like,
cloud storages.
yeah, that's
You
it,
just gotta copy and paste your game.
right? But you said you had reached the second highest rank in
Yeah, I was
ranked.
diamond. Yeah, and then the highest rank is Onyx.
How did it feel? How did it feel easy to get there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you think that's a problem?
It's hard to say. I
Like,
have
really
to play
s-
a few more matches
like-
in diamond level to see if these people are, like, if I can compete with them or not.
Okay.
So it's like if I end up getting to Onyx really easy, then I'm gonna probably end up saying yeah, it's gonna feel too easy. But like if not, I would have to play it a little more because I played a good amount, but like not much in like my elo, I would say, because I've been playing with the guys and they're plat, and I don't know how big the skill gap is between rank. And for all I know, there's a huge skill gap, and I'm playing with plat people as a diamond player, and it's just like if that is a big gap,
Yeah, then it makes sense why it feels
it
easy.
feels easy.
Mhm.
Because there are
Seriously.
some matches which feel difficult, but the only reason why they felt difficult wasn't necessarily because it was hard to fight the other people. It was just our team's communication was just horrible.
Yeah.
That was really just the problem. Is our communication, we were not in sync. We were just basically doing our own things, and we no matter who communicated and what we communicated, we just couldn't bounce back.
Yeah.
But just like when it came to actually sitting there and doing a 1v1, it was easy.
Yeah.
And like most of the times where I've died, if it wasn't from getting killed from behind, it was 2v1s. I rarely lost a fair 1v1.
Yeah.
So it was like it's hard to say.
Okay. Okay.
But then again, that it's a team game. It's the point of having a team is for that reason. So it's
Yeah.
like maybe mechanically I was able to get there to a diamond. Maybe game sense wise, I'm probably gonna be stuck there.
You
Guess I
think
get
they'll
to see.
probably end up like adding another rank, like something above?
They're
Onyx?
definitely gonna add a top 500 rank. They're definitely because having just Onyx and having a max rank, the game will die. You need a top 500 and a rank to compete for, not a rank to just go to. That was a big problem that Valorant had at the beginning. It didn't have a top 500.
So
and-
it's like you have all these people who are Onyx or like the top
Yeah,
rank.
exactly, and there's nowhere else to go.
And it's like,
They need unless Onyx is a top 500 rank. I don't know,
yeah.
but
Which would be pretty intense because for someone who hasn't played Halo in years, jumps back on the newest one and almost gets it, it's like you shouldn't be able to do that.
it's not just you go diamond then Onyx. You have to go diamond 1, diamond 2, diamond 3,
Okay,
and you have
like
to get to
Apex.
6.
Okay. Ooh, 6.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and then after 6, you get to the next rank. I got ranked diamond 1, which I don't know if it's the highest, because I believe I saw a handful of people that got ranked diamond, and they all got ranked diamond 1. I didn't see anyone that got ranked diamond 2 or higher.
Okay. Okay, so for all you know, you get to Diamond 5 and it's like, yo, this is crazy.
Yo, like I start
intense.
seeing people doing 180s,
Yeah.
fucking sniper headshots, crazy, like literally trick shotting and rank, like some like
True.
fucking Apex shit,
Right?
like in Halo. I'm gonna be there like,
So they're like,
bruh,
I can't
is
do
that
this."
Pathfinder?
Right? And that's zipping across the map. The weapons are the same?
Not really. Pistol's a little bit weaker than it used to be. I feel like a lot of the energy weapons, they reduced the range for a lot of them.
Ooh, okay.
The BR is definitely weaker. The assault rifle's a bit stronger. So it's, you know how back then the assault rifle was just garbage. You
Yeah.
switch it out for any gun.
Anything.
If you started with an assault rifle, you take out your pistol. But in this game, you can actually use your assault rifle. At least where I'm playing at.
Okay.
So it's
that's
pretty
good.
cool.
And it's still what? The DMR and the BR. You still
No,
have the two?
DMR is gone.
No
BR is there.
way.
Yes. They have this other automatic gun, and it shoots kind of like the Rampage and maybe a little faster. But
Okay.
it's not that great. The time to kill feels pretty long with that gun.
Okay. And of the new ones, are they better than the old ones?
I gotta get used to them to really know and see their full potential. My aim with certain guns are a bit weird because I don't know how they work. Like there's one called the Skewer. It's
And that's a UNSC?
no, no, I think it's Promethean.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you if they
Prothean?
had this, if they still had the
Promethean, right?
Promethean. Yeah,
Okay.
if they still had the
Yeah, they
Prothean
still-
is Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Okay.
If they had the Promethean weapon still, because it seemed like they were kind of steering. They wanted to steer away
It's
from
weird
that part
because
of the story.
I think it's more of a. I think we're gonna start seeing the Promethean technology adapted to other races. I don't think the Prometheans are actually in it.
They're probably just gonna keep them as that old race that died off.
Yeah, which that's exactly what they were. There was just that one guy, the Didact, who apparently brought some. Of
Yeah.
Those I guess those were. I don't know if those were the race or machines.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be the race.
The race.
Yeah,
It's
but
weird.
they were
'Cause
like
remember in the-
advanced machines.
Because
or
remember in the
some
old
weird
games,
shit.
they made them all look.
Yeah.
They made
alien.
it seem like they were these elegant people and everything.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. I'd have to replay them. It's a lot of games.
Yeah, the game was.
But yeah, I think that's all we got for this week. I can't think of anything else. And honestly, if we didn't get anything today or yesterday, I'd rather save it for
Yeah.
next week. So, yeah, let us know what you guys think. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment down below. What are you excited for happening in the Marvel Universe? If you're listening to this on Apple Music or Spotify, check out Instagram, Twitter. We'll be posting little clips, 60-second clips, sometimes maybe a minute or two clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, until next week, see you on the next one.